Sorrell Booke was an American actor who performed on stage, screen, and television. He is best known for his role as corrupt politician Jefferson Davis' boss Hogg in the television show The Dukes of Hazzard. Personal life: Booke was born in Buffalo, New York, a cousin of Max Yasgur of Woodstock fame. Fluent in 5 languages including Russian and Japanese, Booke earned degrees from both Columbia and Yale universities. He served in the Korean War as a counterintelligence officer. Booke was married to the former Miranda Knickerbocker, a Pulitzer Prize-winning war correspondent, from 1958 to 1973. They had 2 children, Alexandra and Nicholas. Booke has a brother, Fred. Career: Booke came to Hollywood via a theater degree from Yale University and a decade on the New York stage. One prominent early role was that of Senator Billboard T. Rawkins in the 1960 revival of Finian's Rainbow, a role foreshadowing his most famous character, that of Boss Hogg in the Dukes of Hazzard. During his early Hollywood acting career, Booke gained acclaim for notable supporting parts in noteworthy 1960s films such as Black Like Me, A Fine Madness, and Fail Safe. In 1962, he was in Fiorello and starred as the namesake's character. In 1965, he guest-starred as Sergeant Herschel Aronson in episodes 19 Faith, Hope, and Sergeant Aronson of ABC's 12 O'Clock High military drama. He soon began focusing primarily on television roles in the 1970s and 1980s, and voice acting roles in the 1980s and early 1990s. Booke also once conducted the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra. Booke earned an Emmy nomination for his appearance in the NBC series, Dr. Kildare in the episode, What's God to Julius? He appeared in an episode of Mission: Impossible from the first season in 1966. Booke appeared in 2 early episodes of MASH, as General Barker in Requiem for a Lightweight, and Chief Surgeon Who. The latter marked the debut of the character Corporal Klinger, with whom Booke's character had previously dealt. Additionally, Booke had a recurring role in Norman Lear's groundbreaking sitcom All in the Family as Mr. Sanders, personal manager at Archie Bunker's workplace, Prendergast Tool and Die Company. Booke was also featured on an episode of the sitcom Good Times, and had a recurring role as the Jewish mob boss Lefkowitz on Soap. The Dukes of Hazzard. Booke's most notable role was in The Dukes of Hazzard as the humorously wicked antagonist to Bo and Luke Duke. The series ran on CBS for 7 seasons, from 1979 to 1985, and spawned an animated series, The Dukes, 2 reunion TV specials, a feature film and The Dukes of Hazzard, The Beginning. Initially the character was created as a corrupt, gruff nemesis for the Duke family to battle, but as the series evolved over its first and subsequent seasons, Hogg developed more into a comical money-grabbing villain, more intent on various get-rich-quick schemes and shady plots than ever knowingly causing anyone serious harm. With this evolution of the character came the closer pairing of Hogg and bumbling Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, and as the pair's comical ability became apparent and a popular element of the series, Booke and Best were often given permission to ad-lib their scenes together. Booke was actually only slightly overweight and wore a fat suit in all but the first 5 episodes of the series, which caused his girth to measure 5 feet around. He threw himself into the role to the point of eating real raw liver, Boss Hogg's favorite dish, in scenes that called for him to consume it. Booke had stopped appearing physically in acting roles, but he continued to perform voice work on several television shows and movies, occasionally as narrator, and sometimes as a cartoon character's voice, in such movies as Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers, Graverdale High, and Rock-a-Doodle. Final years and death: Booke continued to work until he died of colorectal cancer in Sherman Oaks, California on February 11, 1994, a month after his 64th birthday. He is interred at the Hillside Memorial Park Cemetery in Culver City, California. His tombstone reads, "Beloved Pa, Grandpa, Brother and Boss." Filmography: Gone Are the Days. Les Farr. Copyright Linz, Fail Safe, Black Like Me, A Fine Madness, Matchless, Up the Down Staircase, Bye Bye Braverman, Slaughterhouse-5, What's Up, Doc? The Iceman Cometh, Bank Shot, Devil Times 5, The Take, The Manchu Eagle Murder Caper Mystery, Freaky Friday, Special Delivery, Mastermind, The Other Side of Midnight, The Cat from Outer Space, Record City, Rock-a-Doodle. Television work, The Guiding Light, Brenner, The Iceman Cometh, The $1 Million Incident, Car 54, Where Are You? As Police Commissioner Harper in, How High Is Up? Route 66, as Sam Frazier in Voice at the End of the Line, Naked City Beyond This Place There Be Dragons, The Patty Duke Show, as Gilbert Tugwell in Block That Statue, 12 O'Clock High, as Sergeant Aronson in Faith, Hope, and Sergeant Aronson, Slattery's People as Max Rice in Question, What's a Swan Song for a Sparrow? New York Television Theater, The Cat, Episode 1 Mission, Impossible, The Borgia Stick, Ironside Shell Game, The Wild Wild West, as Heisel in The Night of the Egyptian Queen, Hawaii Five-0 The Double War, All in the Family, Owen Marshall, Counselor at Law, MASH, The Manhunter, Gunshot, Gunsmoke, as Gerald Pandy in Milligan, alias Smith and Jones, Adventures of Nick Carter, The Last Angry Man, The New Dick Van Dyke Show Drive Max, Columbo, Swan Song, Kolchak, The Night Stalker, Kung Fu, as Sheriff Hodges in A Dream Within a Dream, The Streets of San Francisco, Adventures of the Queen, The Streets of San Francisco, Rich Man, Poor Man Book 2, Brenda Starr, The Bob Newhart Show, Hunter, Episode The Lovejoy Files, The Greatest Thing That Almost Happened, Columbo, The Bye-Bye Sky High IQ Murder Case, The Amazing Howard Hughes, Ball Ball Black Sheep Episode Poor Little Lambs, Soap, Greatest Heroes of the Bible, Soap, Good Times, Little House on the Prairie, What's Happening? The Rockford Files, Bigfoot and Wild Boy, The Dukes of Hazzard, The Love Boat, The Smurfs, The Dukes, Alice, The Pound Puppies, You Again? Crazy Like a Fox, Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers, Full House Our Very First Christmas Special, Fantastic Max, Yogi and the Invasion of the Space Bears, Don Quixote and Sancho Panda, Tom and Jerry Kids Show, Gravadale High, Civil Wars, Tiny Toon Adventures, How I Spent My Vacation, Capital Critters, Bonkers, The New Adventures of Captain Planet, Droopy, Master Detective. Stage appearances, The Sleeping Prince, Nature's Way, Heartbreak House, Fiorello. Finian's Rainbow, Caligula, Pearly Victorious, The White House, The Iceman Cometh, Come Live With Me, Morning, Noon and Night. References. External links, Sorrell Booke at the Internet Movie Database, Sorrell Booke at AllMovie, Sorrell Booke. Find a Grave. Retrieved May 14, 2009. More about Sorrell and his character, Boss Hogg, HazzardNet.com, dedicated to the TV series The Dukes of Hazzard, has information about Sorrell Booke and the rest of the cast.